Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another session of Travels and Destinations. Today we're going to be taking a look at Alaska. Alaska is definitely on my bucket list of places I would like to go before my time here on this earth is over. So this is a very, very exciting class to me today. So I have found a website here and I will include it for you. This is Travel Alaska. This is getting us all around Alaska. Things we can do, how we can get there, being able to explore, getting around, planning your trip, searching for things. You can order a vacation planner, whatever you need to do to get yourself to this amazing state of ours. So, I'm basically just going to go through each one of the tabs and we're going to just kind of see what there is out there. If you're wanting to um, plan the actual trip to this location, obviously Alaska is not a boarding state, so you're not going to be able to drive there. So you're either going to have to get yourself on an airplane and get on over there. Perhaps maybe they have other means by boat. I'm not 100% sure. I'm hoping that this website will tell us more information about Alaska and what we can actually do there. So let's go to our first tab, which is Explore Alaska. And on here, we have an overview, travel articles, itineraries, local tips, mountains, and so forth. So I'm just going to go to the overview. Look at these beautiful pictures. So, where does your mind go when you think about a trip to Alaska? Perhaps your dream about our highest mountains or the Arctic tundra, the deep green of the old growth rainforest, or the varying blues of our rushing rivers, tranquil lakes, deep oceans, and ancient glaciers. Alaska is all you imagine and more. It's where you've always belonged. So they have, you can go into articles, trip and itineraries. Down here, we've got some navigation. So here is our navigation. It looks like you'd be able to go up through Canada, which means you would need a passport. So if you don't have a passport and you're thinking about doing the Canada route, then you're going to want to make sure to get yourself one because you're not going to be able to get into Canada without it. But you can see all of this amazing stuff. So they have parks. Let's look at the cruise. Okay, so here's our cruise. Um, there is a ferry, several ferries to take you different places once you are in Alaska, and it looks like you can get to those ferries from other locations as well. If you want to compare Alaska to the rest of our country, you can see it here. It looks like it makes up at least a third. Okay, a fifth. It's a fifth. 663,000 square miles. That's pretty amazing. All right. So you can sign up for their newsletter. Alaska weather. Oh boy, do we want to know about that. Welcome to the 49th state. If a map of Alaska was put over a map of the lower 48 states, it would stretch from Savannah, Georgia to Los Angeles and from Texas to the top of North Dakota. So, summer in Alaska, May through September, first appears in the Inside Passage region and moves its way north. So it looks like you could reach temperatures even up to the 90s. Winter in Alaska, you're looking at negative 20s. Here's the lowest temperature during certain times of the year. Climate, clothing, and guide. So you can get let's look at this. Oh, we actually have to sign up for that, so never mind. All right. So let's go back up to our Explore Alaska here. Let's look at the itineraries that they have. So destination Anchorage, day one, downtown trails, Discovery Alaska Bear Country, cruise shopping tour. That's awesome. Fishing from the mat, discover Alaska's World War II history, Northern Lights photo tour, Alaska Highway, summer fun. I mean, this just goes on and on. Look at all of the stuff they have to offer in Alaska. Who would have thought? So those are different kinds of itineraries. You can look at the glaciers. So this kind of stuff you could kind of go through on your own and take a look at some things that might interest you. Some things you can do. Let's look at the things you can do, the overview of that. So you can plot your course. Let's take a look at this video. All right, well, that wasn't a very long one, but I think you get the idea there. Here's the Magic World. Explore all winter activities. Okay, things to do. Adventure. I love an adventure. I don't know about you guys. Plot your course. There's all kinds of stuff that looks like choose your Alaska adventure. Alaska Trip Planning 101. So, oh, okay. So they have different websites down here that you can visit. Looks like they're alphabetized. So with them being alphabetized, you're going to be able to find those journeys a little bit easier for yourself. These are the featured, but it looks like you can go into alphabetical. And it looked like it was alphabetical anyway. And look, it has several pages that you can take a look at. Mainly what we want to do today, though, is plan a trip. So we're going to go to plan your trip. Let's look at plan your trip overview. Once you've decided to visit Alaska, planning your trip is where the fun begins. From cruise and land packages that include all meals, transportation, and accommodations to off-the-grid backpacking adventures, Alaska offers an experience for every type of traveler. So, let's go back up to plan your trip. Let's look at the packages and tours. So they have an adventure eco tour package, a cruise package, a land package, fishing, small ship and private cruises, wildlife, winter package. This is like a travel agent area, Alaska travel tips. What's down here? Okay, so here's some of your tours. Um, this one has its national parks. There's a lot to do in Alaska. So let's take a look at some of our packages. So the Adventures and Eco Tour package. Okay, so on this, who wants someone else to coordinate routes and gear? This packages are available every interest and itinerary for overnight and multi-day. Okay. And it looks like there might be something under that itineraries that would help you. So you would go through and pick what items, I guess, that you would want to be doing. I thought that they would have it already set. Let's go back to the itineraries. Okay. Northern Lights photo tour. I'm interested in the World War II history, so I'm going to click on that. So they have day one. They have a port of the Dutch harbor. Travel by plane to Unalaska Dutch Harbor in Alaska chain. So the town itself is called Unalaska. And then on day two, you go to a historic site. And it looks like this is like an 8-day adventure. So that's interesting. So if you really wanted to spend a lot of your time on there, so planning your trips, packages, tours, they have, let's look at the cruise package. Alaska cruises tend to feature 7 to 14 days from either Seattle or Vancouver. They'll either explore the Inside Passage and return to their departure city. Nice. Alaska Tours, alaskacruises.com. Let's take a visit there. So this would be a different website, so it's shooting us out. Taste of Alaska overnight hotel stays in Seattle. You have a 1 and 2 night hotel stay in Vancouver, a 7-night Alaskan tour. Let's look at some of this. Choose from either a pre or post cruise hotel stay. Transfer between airport and a variety of cruise lines. So they have a bunch of different ones up here. Alaska, let's see what the Carnival's got. Let's try all cruises, all sailing dates. So let's show some cruises here. Okay, so once we get in here, these are Carnival cruises. I think I selected all, but by alphabet. Carnival's probably coming up first. This is an 8-night from Seattle. So you would have to get a flight to Seattle. So let's learn more about that. All right, so if you just wanted an interior room, looks like it's taking you, 2 people are okay, so all right, here we go. Seattle, and then it takes you through here and right back down. So day 1, you depart Seattle. Day 2, you're at sea. Day 3 is another location. Okay, and then you're back on day 9. So these are a lot longer. So what's included in your cruise? You get your choice of inside room, ocean view, balcony, or suite. All meals on board, including 24-hour room service, coffee, tea, milk, juice, non-bottled water, on-board entertainment, including shows, disco, age-appropriate kid programs, use all the fitness facilities, pools, hot tubs. Not included is going to be your airfare, your gratuities, if you want to gamble, drinking, any excursions you do, travel insurance, none of that's going to be included for you. So this is what your stateroom is. So this is what your room would look like. I know when I took my cruise with my kids, this is a captain's suite. Well, look at that. Um, all we had were video of the outside. We didn't actually have windows. So that's a little, so this is a captain's suite. And then they have, so if you had quite a few people that were going to be, this sleeps up to 5. And then you have one that sleeps up to 2. Let's see what this looks like. That's pretty nice. Sleeps up to 4, 2. So, I mean, it really just depends on, this is a balcony stateroom. I like the balcony part. Ooh, what's this look like? I like that. They aren't very big, but you could see. All right, so there are lots. So you could actually look through a lot of these and see what's going to work best for you. Anytime you have an ocean view, so let's check all rates. So your suites are like $2,000. That's crazy. So if you're taking 2 people with you, I live in Indiana, so from here you would want to select your state. I don't have any cruise credits. Have you ever sailed with Carnival? I have not. All right, so let's continue. All right. So an interior room, and that's what this looks like. Not real big, kind of small. Here's your layout. So you've got your bathroom area. This is what our room looked like, and we actually had like a little window, but it wasn't a real window. Special limited time pricing for residents of your state. So it looks like they've got it for 384. The Riviera deck sleeps up to 2. Free room upgrade sale. This is per person. And then they've got just different kinds of, these are all interior staterooms. So you could pick what kind of stateroom you would want. So then they have ocean views where you actually do have a view. Here's your room layout. That's kind of cool. Same kind of layout. And then of course you have your balconies, which is what I was impressed with, but for $1,100 a person, I think I'm going to stick with interior. So I would select this because quite honestly, you're not going to be spending a whole lot of time in your cabin anyway. So it's on the Riviera is on the bottom, and the red circles are the ones that they have available. So then you'd be able to pick which rooms you want. So let's say you just go with, you know, that one. So you, with taxes and fees for 2 people to go to Alaska for 8 days on the boat is $1,300. Plus, you would have to pay for your airfare to get you to Seattle and to get you back. So what we could do is, of course, I live in Indiana. This isn't really telling me when. Okay, departing on May 2nd and returning on May 10th. So if I went to Travelocity and I wanted to look up round trip airfare, I could go into flights. And for me, I'm going to look up 2 different ones. I know it's more expensive for me to fly out of Fort Wayne to Seattle. And I would need to depart on the 1st, and I would be coming back on the 10th. And I'm going to search. Now, my little airport here is a little bit more expensive than other airports. So after I do this search, I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at a search for a one that for the Indianapolis one, which is a little bit cheaper. Funny. These are Alaska Airlines. That's kind of funny. And it's going to give me layovers. I'm not a layover person, so I'm going to change this to the Indianapolis airport and search there instead. And with the Fort Wayne, I was looking at about $500 round trip. So let's see what I'll be looking at for the Indianapolis. About $100 less. Um, give or take. So it looks like it's quite a ways. Okay, these does have layovers in Atlanta. I would want nonstop flights. So I would want to get there earlier than that. So you'd have to kind of play around with your dates of leaving and departing. I don't care for layovers, but if that's going to be easier, this one's in Chicago. I wonder what it would cost just to fly out of Chicago. It's not that much farther than driving to Indy from my location. We're just waiting for it to load here. Let's see if it's any cheaper by flying out. Oh my goodness. What is this? Bargain fare. Well, it's still cheaper. So if we go to Chicago, then you're looking at a lot cheaper round trip. $200 round trip from Chicago. Can be in Seattle. Um, this is a nonstop flight. This is probably what I would pick. Select. So returning. Um, I could probably do this one because I think they depart, and we'll double check. We'll just select that. No thanks. So this will give us kind of an estimate. This is flying out of Chicago because it looks like no matter where you fly from, it's going to stop in Chicago. You're looking at about $250 round trip per person. This is really, really early, so I'd probably want to spend the night in Chicago. I may even try to go find another flight. Let's change this. So regardless, it looks like if I just fly straight out of Chicago, I can save myself a little bit of money. It just depends on where you are of how it's going to work for you. So you definitely are going to need to get yourself a flight to get you there to Seattle. And then from Seattle, then of course you've got the fee. So you're looking at about what this is $1,300, so $650 per person. That's with fees and everything just to cruise. Plus you've got $250 in flight. So you're looking at about $1,000 to go to Alaska per person. That's flying and coming home and cruising for 8 days in Alaska. Um, so something to think about. Maybe different with different dates. This is an interior room, so you're not going to get anything special with that. So if you wanted to splurge and spend more money, then you could. All right, let's go back to our website that we were looking at for planning a trip. And what about getting around? Let's look at the overview of getting around while we're in Alaska. Air, road, or sea. So you can fly, cruise, train. If you drive, driving to Alaska through Canada or flying to Alaska and then embarking. So if you do want to drive, you're going to have to drive through Canada, which means it's going to require you having a passport to do so. But flying would not. So you'd be able to take a flight from Seattle or wherever you are to Seattle, and then the boat is off of Seattle. So then you would be able. So this could go on and on and on, quite honestly. So you definitely want to you definitely want to take a look at this website and get the full of it. I haven't done everything. If you want to order a vacation planner, which I think I'm going to do, you can just fill out your information here and have them send you some information prior to going. I don't know why they need to know all that. We would travel to Alaska by cruise ship. Can you, okay, well, let me pick more than one of these. Here we go. Accommodations you're interested in. So when you get your information, I'm just going to check them all because I am kind of interested in all of them. And then you would submit it and they're going to send you something about it. So, all right, you guys. Hey, look, there's a lot to explore on Traveling Alaska, and I'm going to provide this link for you. Make sure that you're planning accordingly. If you need help with planning, let me know, and I can do what I can to get you going. Let me see if I can find us a video real quick. Of, let me, there we go. Of Alaska, maybe get you kind of pumped up for it. And I'm just doing that in, I can't type today, sorry. Let's see if they have something very quick that we could take a look at just to kind of brief us on, here we go. Best time to visit Alaska. Let's take a look at that. That's awesome. All right, well, I'm going to end our class on that note. That was a great video. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. And if you go to Alaska, I definitely want to see your pictures because it's definitely a dream of mine to go there. And I'm hoping to get there. Oops, didn't think it was going to start anything. So I definitely want to get there as well. So send me your pictures. Let me know any questions you have about this. And hey, thanks so much for being a part of it. Bye, everybody.